Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining us a day late and with a brand new, well, not brand new, returning co-host. Becky, thank you so much for joining me. Carly is off on a Nat Geo exploration. She's off on an adventure.
I am so
Uh,
jealous.
I
I don't know about
cannot wait.
you.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear about it when she gets back. But in the meantime, it is great to see you again and get to talk theme parks and travel with you.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. I will do
Yeah.
this anytime you need me.
Well, we might need you because we got some more travel coming up. But actually, you will be on one of my trips with me coming up, so
I'm
that's
looking forward to
exciting.
that.
Let's take a look and see if we have anyone yet in the comments. Not quite yet. We'll give it just a few moments for some of our regulars to sign in. And I had kind of a quiet week. I don't have a whole lot to share. I did not go to a theme park this week. Um,
I did.
but you did?
Yeah, I was down at Disneyland this weekend covering
Oh,
the Bluey.
fantastic. Well, I want to hear. Okay, we do not have that in our news today, but I absolutely want to hear about that. And why don't we just go ahead? I think
Okay.
some of our regulars, because we are
The
on a
day change,
Tuesday and on
probably.
our usual, may not be signing in. But that's okay.
Mhm.
They will hop in and we'll catch up with later. In the meantime, I'm ready to kick this thing off. If you are,
I'm ready.
in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth,
And I'm Becky.
and we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And I had a quiet week at home while my usual co-host, Carly, is off on an amazing adventure that hopefully hear about next week when she is back. But in the meantime, Becky from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel has jumped into the rotation. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for
And
having me.
I hear you got to check out something brand new at Disneyland this week. Tell us about your adventure down under.
It was so fun. I was down there to greet Bluey coming
Yes.
to the Disneyland park, and they have set up, the Fantasy Theater has been set up there for a while. It's been kind of quiet. It's
Hmm.
nice to see them put that back into play. And for the kids and for the families, for young families, this is going to be a wonderful best day ever is what it's termed in the show. And it's kind of a combination of a musical and a dance party and
Yeah.
food and merchandise. And frankly, a place where if your kids need to run in circles for a while in a fairy circle, it's all there for you. So parents can sit down and relax, and the kids can get up and dance, or the parents can dance with them. But you do get visits with Bluey and her sister Bingo. There is a live band on stage, and you get to see little snippets of the lives that we see from the episodes. Which,
Mhm.
okay, I don't have kids. I still like Bluey, just to let you know. But I think it's a wonderful. And if you saw any of the coverage, man, a lot of people were lined up
Oh,
for Bluey on its opening.
I was gonna say I had some friends who rope dropped that day,
Mhm.
and I saw pictures. I mean, the line stretching out of the Fantasyland theater, like way out into Fantasyland. And I gotta
Yeah.
say, I'm a theater person. I love when they had shows like the Mickey and the Magical Map and the
Mhm.
Tale of the Lion King. Broadway quality, really well done, and half empty houses a lot of the
Yeah,
time. Because a lot
exactly.
of people, with little kids don't want to sit through a half hour theater show on a hard bench in outdoors in Anaheim in the summer, right? So this is obviously a far more popular use of the
Yeah.
space, just based on the huge crowds that Bluey is a she. I was
Yes.
corrected. I said that wrong on the news the other day, and I'll never live that down. But Bluey, she is a superstar. If you have,
Yeah.
kids under, 5 or 6, that's a way bigger deal than meeting Mickey Mouse right now.
Yeah, and I love the way they structured it. It is
Uh-huh.
supposedly a 20-minute show, but, I know that they're playing with it a little bit, so there was a
Okay.
30-minute, maybe a 40-minute, but
Okay.
in between times, they have little games. So some of the cast members come out and play games with the
Okay.
kids. You can come and go as you please, so it's a little bit, better
So
for
it
a small.
isn't like a structured, scheduled showtime kinda thing, more
There
like you hang
There
out and
is, but
okay,
there
there
is
is? Okay.
hangout times between them.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
they've got little mini shows in
Yeah.
between the actual big shows. So it's not as, structured feeling, but they do have a structured time for the main show.
And I know that, what Carly was most excited about was the Troubadour, Tavern right there. Was getting
Yes.
some new food. Did you get to check out any of the new eats they have?
I did. The baked potatoes are amazing, but the thing that was the most popular was the asparagus, and it's not your normal asparagus. It is a
Okay.
you hold it looks like an asparagus, but if
Uh-huh.
you put it in your mouth and bite down, it's actually a pretzel wrapped in white chocolate.
Oh,
It
that
is
sounds
so
like a
good.
good way to get kids to eat their vegetables.
Exactly, and you're gonna walk away with a completely green mouth too, so
Ah,
just know that before you get in.
alright. I'll have to
But
have that on my list for my
the
next
cold
visit
brew
out
is
there.
amazing to try, and
Mm,
of course, they have a bunch of Bluey merch too, so,
gotta have
there's
merch.
exactly. So you're not going to walk away empty-handed from there between the food and the merchandise and the fun.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you had a, great day there,
It
and,
was
I think, they kind of said this was a limited time thing. I don't think it's gonna be limited. I think Bluey's gonna stick around for quite a long time.
I think they've got something with this IP. It really speaks to the demographic of Disney, to those families with their small children. And the thing about Bluey, if you've never seen it, is that yeah,
Mhm,
it's a kids show, but it has some adult themes in it and
mhm,
some parenting advice and pieces that go over the kids' heads, which also engage the adults. And
yeah.
I think that it's a hit.
Well, I can't wait to, meet Bluey for myself, over at Animal Kingdom. That's kicking off soon
Yeah.
at, Walt Disney World, so
And then
I'll be
Cruise
checking
Line
that out.
too, I think is
And Choo
getting
Cruise Line,
Bluey. Yeah.
it's Bluey's world, and we just live in it. All
Fair
right,
point.
well, without any further ado, it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. Okay, first news is that the Walt Disney World the Walt Disney Company has a brand new CEO, and Josh D'Amaro has basically wasted zero time
Yeah.
going front and center, outlining his vision in a very slickly produced earnings call on March 18th, filled with glossy footage of the parks and the cruise ships, and some exciting new announcements as he takes charge with a whole bunch of new people moving up underneath him. Um, the word that they're using is a one Disney, and a unified approach connecting all of the company's outlets, the films, the streaming platforms, the theme parks, all coming together. And Josh D'Amaro, I think he's got a lot of fans throughout the theme
Mhm.
park community, along with some detractors. Um, but he's very good at selling the childhood connection, his personal connection to the theme parks, which he's worked in for many decades, and his connection to the company, which I don't know. It comes across as genuine to me.
Mhm.
You know,
Absolutely.
um, there's a lot of talk about using technology to enhance but not replace creativity throughout the parks and the movie industry. And speaking of movies, they clarified their upcoming films and franchises all the way through 2028. We've got everything from a sequel to The Devil Wears Prada coming up, Avengers Doomsday, Star Wars Starfighter in 2027. A new Ice Age film is going to be coming along with Lilo and Stitch 2 and Incredibles 3 coming in 2028. That's in addition to Toy Story 5, which they got a new teaser for. Are there any of those films that you're personally especially interested in?
Yeah, okay. I'm an Avengers gal, so when Doomsday, I'm kinda waiting for that, but, obviously, Mando and Grogu is coming too in
Yes.
May.
Yes.
And
That's the and I hope that's gonna put some of the fun back in Star Wars on the big screen.
please.
Yes.
Exactly. I need my Grogu. I
Yep.
kind of I have a thing about Grogu. Let's not go into that because that's a long story. But, I between Mando and Avengers, those are the 2, but I will say too, I'm a
Absolutely.
little into The Devil Wears Prada. That was such a great movie way back when, and I'm kind of excited to see where they take that story. I'm not a big live action fan when it comes to the remakes like the Lilo and Stitch and so forth, although I know that a lot of people loved it. So fingers crossed that that does well.
Absolutely. Well, the other big announcement is that we got a name for the next Disney Cruise Line ship, Disney Believe. We've got the Wish, we've got the Dream, we've got the Believe. We're gonna have to come up with more thinking words. The Disney, the Disney Ponder.
The Inspire, I'm not sure that
Yeah.
but the Believe was definitely on my bingo card and has
Yep.
been for quite some time. So I was just waiting for that one to be pulled out of the
Yes.
hat, but yeah, there's a Imagine, I think is the other one that I thought was going to be high
Yep,
on there
that's
too.
gonna be, coming up soon, I'm sure. This latest ship will be bringing to life the magical worlds of Encanto, Frozen, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Moana, and The Little Mermaid. Interesting that they didn't mention any, Marvel or superhero, uh, Pixar character or well, not Pixar, but, all
Well,
more traditional animated characters that they
if
mentioned
you
on this
notice though,
report.
with all of these, all of these wish classes, they all
Mhm,
have central themes to themselves. So
mhm.
I can see while the Marvel superhero thing is sitting on the Destiny, taking this into another direction for those fans who really want to experience the Encanto side of things, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, there's also going to be in 2029, there's going to be a brand new class of ships beyond the Wish class. And Oriental Land Company is going to be introducing cruising to Japan. And I know that is a cruise I would love to take.
Oh my gosh, you put that next to a land and sea with Tokyo Disneyland and sea, that's gonna
A-
be an awesome vacation.
And I guarantee you, based on the pricing of Tokyo Disneyland, that it will be cheaper to do a Tokyo Disneyland and Disney cruise, and even with the flight probably, than it is to do an equivalent out of Disneyland or Disney World.
I definitely would not doubt that. Although
Um,
they need to make it easier for us to book over there, but, um,
amen, amen. It is challenging.
it's like going
I
after,
spend so much time on the phone with
race
my
bibs.
credit card company
Yeah.
just trying to get charges to go through. Uh,
Exactly, it's like getting race bibs to get a reservation over there.
um, Other new things, we've just got Frozen has come to Disneyland Paris. Adventures Campus is wrapping up its expansion. Hopefully, if not this year, then 2027 that will open in Disney California Adventure. And on the horizon, we've got Villains and Piston Peak coming to Magic Kingdom. They also highlighted Disney's great work that they do with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and military families. So a lot of interesting information in that March 18th earnings call. I encourage you to read our full article at attractionsmagazine.com and go to Disney's YouTube and watch some of those presentation videos and check them out for yourself.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that earnings call. I'm a fan of Josh myself, so he has such great experience with my side of the industry. So I'm really excited to see what he does for the company. And the One Disney approach is something I think is really needed.
Something I thought that was the most interesting thing to me in the earnings call is that there's always a question and answer, and you usually get some weird theme park super fan ask some really obscure question. And I gotta think they've got to screen these ahead of time, and that he's got to know that they're coming, because someone asked some left field question about rotating the shorts in the Pixar theater at the Imagination Pavilion in Epcot, and he could rattle off that like the Bow short was playing there and knew that.
Mhm.
And it's like I would have had to look up what shorts were. Like the fact that Josh knew that off of the top of his head. Spoiler alert, it doesn't look like they're going to be changing anything there
Yeah.
anytime soon, but he did give Figment a shout out.
Mhm.
So more Figment content hopefully coming in the future. Fingers
Yep,
crossed.
that's definitely a big one. I like the question and answer arena, but notice this year, however, they're not letting the people actually ask the questions like they used
Right.
to in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's always fun.
All right. Next up at the Grand Floridian, an old favorite is coming back with a wonderful new twist. And our own Carly got a chance to preview the new Alice in Wonderland tea experience at Disney's Grand Floridian. This is a tradition that used to be one of the nicest, elegant experiences that you could have at the Magic Kingdom or the Walt Disney World Resort. Went away during COVID, didn't come back, but it returned as of March 19th. And Carly got us, we have some lovely photos from Matt, from Disney themselves, and a report from Carly on the experience. I think I did the old tea once many
Yeah.
decades ago, and remember it as being a very kind of un-Disney experience. Like, you didn't feel like you were at the mouse. This is definitely a little more Disney-fied,
Mhm.
but it still looks very refined.
It's a perfect theme for the location. I mean, the Grand
Hmm.
Floridian screams everything England, and that tea experience fits so beautifully. And then to put a little bit of that Disney flair with the Alice in Wonderland theming.
Hmm.
Those are cute. If you're looking at the pictures that you were pulling up a minute ago
Hmm.
with the Mad Hatter hat, the type of sweets that you really don't want to actually eat because they're too cute.
Yeah, this is definitely a much more Instagrammable experience. And the old one was a very traditional English high tea with kind of beige finger sandwiches made out
Yeah.
of cucumber, smoked salmon, and scones. All very tasty, but not as eye pleasing as the new Alice in Wonderland themed snacks and treats that are included in the new Garden View Lounge experience. This is located in the main lobby of the Grand Floridian Resort at Walt Disney World. And they've refreshed the space a bit. They've added some new upholstery, chairs, carpeting. There's some little hidden Mickey silhouettes in the designs, but they've also got some lovely new stained glass windows featuring native Florida birds incorporated into the design. So it's not overwhelming Alice in Wonderland
Right.
theming. It's subtle, but it's definitely like as Carly says, a classic tea with a distinctly Disney twist.
Love it.
Um, Some of the things you're going to find on the Tower of Treats include orange cranberry scones, curried chicken salad, and Tweedledee egg salad sandwich, and a caterpillar cucumber roll. And of course, those Mad Hatter hats, which are made of matcha, and tarts. I gotta love the bright pink flamingo
Yeah, they're
croquet.
so cute.
So beautiful. Yeah. So lots of stuff that is definitely as eye-catching as it is mouth-watering. And if you want to upgrade, you can add on a cheese plate for 20-something dollars or some royal caviar for 120 bucks
Yikes.
if the included nibbles are not enough for you. What I also love is that they don't try to make the kids eat the adult food. They've got their own menu with kind of a toasted cheese, a turkey wrap, and cupcakes.
I also appreciate that they're doing a couple of signature tea-based cocktails too. So
Yes.
I love that.
A lot of times at the teas, they forget the tea is supposed to be the star, but they partnered with Twinnings and their master blenders. So they've hand-selected premium tea blends like a spicy chai and a London Strand. I think I would go for the nutty chocolate-flavored awesome black tea. That sounds pretty good.
Ooh.
But they've also got tea-based cocktails if you want a little alcohol in your tea, and also some virgin cocktails and non-alcoholic specialty teas. So there's a whole wide range of things that you can sip on or spill if that's your preference.
Well done. This looks fun to me. I really, for some reason, little sandwiches with no crust sounds like, the refinement that I need in my
Yep.
day.
Reservations are open and necessary for this. It's going to run you $79 for adults and $49 plus kids for kids. But I imagine that those prices probably don't include tax or gratuity. So this is not necessarily a cheap brunch, but it is definitely an experience. All right. Moving on, we've also got a preview of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, which has been undergoing an extensive refurbishment and is officially reopening on April 8th. But a number of folks, including Danny Meyering, have got to test it out already, and the reviews are all raves so far. Is Buzz Lightyear a favorite of yours? And have you been looking forward to this update?
I am a gamer at heart. So to answer the question, this would be a big old yes.
Yes.
I'm excited that they didn't change it too much in terms
Mhm.
of the game itself and the play, but to update it, it's kind of like, I'm all right, from a gamer standpoint, I'm a Diablo fan. So every time they
Okay.
come out with a new version of Diablo, it's like
Yep.
it's the same familiar play, but there's
Mhm.
new things to play with. And I think that's what they've done here.
I think I might have given myself carpal tunnel clicking, playing the original Diablo back in the day. So I feel you.
That and Zelda.
Now, hopefully, we won't have any repetitive stress disorders with the new Buzz Lightyear because the biggest upgrade they have made is to improve the guns themselves. You can now hold them, move them around. Hopefully, the trigger is more responsive. Everyone is who has ridden it so far has said that it feels much more responsive, much more intuitive, and much more satisfying in terms of the core shooting gameplay. But they've done it while preserving the nostalgic charm, which I think is what you are talking about exactly. It still looks like Buzz Lightyear. It still feels like Buzz Lightyear. It's been spruced up, but the queue is the same. Still has the Buzz Lightyear with a video projected face doing the pre-show. But his face apparently looks a little sharper now, which is great. But they didn't go like Anna and Elsa from Frozen and replace the face.
I
Um,
heard somebody said that the beams themselves are different colors too, so you can actually tell if it's you
yes,
or your partner in the track.
absolutely, and I think that's one of the real core things to making the gameplay less frustrating, because you know Buzz Lightyear, you would just see this sea of red dots everywhere,
Mhm.
and it could be really hard to tell where you
That
were
me?
shooting, which target was yours. Now you have a lot more feedback, um, starting with the opening scene, which is now a target practice scene with the new character Buddy, and that gives you a moment so that you can kind of hone in on your aim. You can lock in on which gun is yours, and everything's more visible. You have different colors to distinguish it. The targets are easier to see. And you get a lot more feedback. You get haptic feedback, you get audio feedback, there are visual effects on the targets, and there's a screen in your car that updates in real time to show you when you're getting a bonus. You can really clearly see which targets you're connecting with.
Nice.
Um, Other things that I'm really looking forward to trying myself are the speed tunnel, the big finale scene,
Oh, right.
which used to just be pre-recorded loop, is now fully interactive, and you can shoot at the targets that are flying around you. And there's even some bonus points that you can get towards the end of the ride. Back in the day, people knew which targets, hidden targets or targets that had, unusually high value.
Mhm.
All that's been mixed up now. So you're going to have to rework your strategies. Um,
Took me till now to learn the first ones.
right. But here's what I have heard.
Mm.
Keep an eye out for targets that are flashing with a white ring around the outline.
Mm.
Those are worth bonus points. Or if you get one with a rainbow outline, that apparently kicks it into a bonus mode that gets everyone who's playing bonus points. And it is possible to break the 1,000,000 point barrier. It used to max out at 999,999. Now you can take it to 1,000,000. So good luck out there.
Yeah. Your mileage may vary, but
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward. Carly and I are going to be participating next month in the Cool Kids summer event for the media, and hopefully I get to play it then, if not sooner, and report
so
back. But
I'll see you there and we'll have to ride together.
excellent. Yes. I want to get a photo together because the new photos now show your score at the end, so you can take home bragging rights,
Yay.
or or uh, or save your humiliation to
There you
your
go.
social media profile. One of the two. All right, let's move over to the Midwest, where Six Flags Great America is going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary with a brand new nighttime spectacular, parade, and more, with a summer long event coming up with a nostalgic retro theme. This is the theme park located kind of halfway between Chicago and Milwaukee. It's got 17 roller coasters along with a water park. And this celebration will be taking place June 20th through August 9th, honoring the park that first opened under the Marriott banner. Remember when Marriott owned theme parks? Yeah. Uh,
Wow.
way back in 1976.
Eesh.
Yeah. I have never been to this park myself. Have you?
I have not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you've always been dreaming of a trip out there, maybe this will be your summer, because they're going to introduce a new nighttime spectacular that they are describing as the most ambitious in the park's history.
Mm.
It's going to combine a high energy stage show, a nighttime parade with new floats, and a drone show on select evenings on the weekends. It's going to be taking guests on a journey through the decades with music, costumes, and live entertainment inspired by each era from the 1970s up until today. I love it when parks lean into their past. A lot of my favorite parks, Universal, I'm looking at you, have always been in a rush to, demolish the old and build something new. I like it when they take a time to be nostalgic, like Knott's Berry Farm is very good at
Yeah,
doing.
they're really good at that for sure.
Yeah. So some of those nostalgic experiences that they'll be having will be a new legacy museum inside the Emporium, featuring historic artifacts and photos and memorabilia, as well as the return of the reimagined ice cream parlor in Hometown Square, inspired by the park's opening year, along with some themed photo opportunities and anniversary decor. And if you want to make yourself a permanent part of the decor, you can purchase an anniversary brick, which will have your name engraved in it and placed along the new Legacy Path in Carousel Plaza. I know I regret not getting a brick at the Disney parks when I had that opportunity. Though a lot of those things have been broken up or moved around over the years.
I was gonna say I had several of them, and
You
many of them are
did?
gone. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have 6 of them
Do you
along
have
the way.
6 of them? And how many
Yeah.
are left?
I think 2 survive
Yeah.
so far.
Are you still able to find them when you go out?
Yes, for
Yeah,
the
that's
2
great.
that
That's
are there, but I can now walk out and kind of stand in the path and know right around the tower at Polynesian under my
Mm.
feet. There was a brick there. There's no
Ah.
longer. At least I knew where it was.
Did you ever do the Epcot Leave a Legacy, the
I
giant gray gravestones?
I did not because I felt it
No.
was really creepy.
No.
It looked too much like a memorial rather than
I
it was just weird to
I'm
me, so I didn't
I'm
do
right
that.
there with you. Well, if you want to leave your legacy, at Six Flags Great America, the park officially opens for the 2026 season on April 25th. These festivities kick off in June, and they are currently offering a spring sale. You can buy a gold pass for the price of a silver pass, and that will get you access to multiple Six Flags parks in the region, including Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Canada's Wonderland. Or if you're like me and you bought an annual pass to one Six Flags park late last year, you get into every park across the country this year. So maybe this is
Good
the
deal.
year to visit Six Flags Great America. All right, and we are going to wrap this up by heading across the pond, where we finally have some more information on the first ever Minecraft World theme park land coming to Chessington World of Adventures outside London and opening in 2027. It's going to be the first major theme park attraction for the mega brand Minecraft. And we've been talking about this for years, and it's exciting to finally see this 50 million pound project, translates to about 70 million in American. It'll be exciting to see that finally come together.
I do like Minecraft. It does drive me a little crazy sometimes, but I love the fact that you can walk into these worlds that have been
Yeah.
created. And that's the theme park. The reason for them and the reason we love them is because we've been able to see these things created and then walk into them and experience them firsthand. So I'm kind of excited to see this come to life and see what they do with all the pieces and parts that you can
Mhm.
build in Minecraft.
Yeah. I am far from a Minecraft expert. I will confess I only got into it during the pandemic so that I could see recreations of theme parks in Minecraft in
Nice.
virtual reality. I was actually just playing again there's an official Universal Studios that you can download in Minecraft, and doing the recreation of the Back to the Future ride in VR. is not for the weak of stomach. Let me tell you that much. But yeah, you won't need a VR headset because this will be real life. This is a project that was first announced back in November 2024. And at the time, Merlin Entertainment and Mojang Studios, they said that this was going to be a total of $110 million investment split between a park in the US and a park in the UK. We still have no updates on where, when, how, why this is going in the US, but it seems like about 70 million of that 110 is going into this UK project, which is a fairly decent amount of money, especially for that market.
Yeah, for sure. And
It,
I know it's becoming really popular to pull up these types of themed experiences over in the UK. So it's
Mhm.
gonna be fun to see what it does.
It's interesting to note that this is not based on the Minecraft movie or its sequel. So Jack Black will not be appearing. No word about the chicken jockey. Um, but
Yet, who knows?
it will be based on the original games. And I am very curious to see what they do with food. If
Mm.
they somehow manage to make all the food that they serve in the restaurant square. Um,
That'd be
but
amazing.
they definitely have that kind of blocky look to all of the tables and chairs. I mean, those chairs do not look very comfortable to sit in.
That's just a hidden pad that you get to walk
Yeah.
around with and just put it down.
Obviously, as a theme park fan, the part I am most excited about is the ride. They have not gotten to a lot of details, but they've shown some concept art of what looks to be, I believe, to be a Intamin multi-dimensional roller coaster, similar to Escape from Gringotts or the Uncharted ride in Spain. So a roller coaster / dark ride with vehicles that can rotate or go in different directions. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of practical sets, not just a screen-based ride. So that should be really exciting.
Yeah, changing it up away from the screens, which I know is
Mhm.
really popular there,
Yep.
especially for those parks that didn't have a lot of space to work with.
Mhm.
It's nice to go back in time and get the reality mixed into the spinning that we get to do on those rides.
I think the real question, though, is, how do you really bring the creativity side of Minecraft
Mhm.
into the park? It's one
Yeah.
thing to have stores and rides that are themed, but you've got to have some sort of interactive element that's personal. You know, Super Nintendo World, you've got the wristbands that let you play different challenges,
Mhm.
but I don't know how you get the building element of Minecraft into a theme park. So I'm really interested to seeing, what kind of interactivity they have here.
Yeah, that's definitely an opportunity that I hope they
Mhm.
take full advantage of.
Yeah. So we will keep you updated on this as this park develops and comes to the UK, hopefully in 2027. And that will bring us to the end of our news in the queue. Before we get into our main attraction, this is where we would normally hear a word from our sponsor, but instead of just playing a commercial, we can actually hear a word from our sponsor. So, Becky, throw on your MEI and Mouse fan travel hat and let us know what's new in the world of travel offers.
You got it. And right now is a great time to talk about it because we're at the tail end of wave season where everybody is interested in
Mhm.
putting out their best deals. And I've got a few right now. For Walt Disney World, we have a get a free dining plan, which just came out not too long ago, which you need a minimum 4-night, 4-day package at a select resort and with a park hopper option for arrivals June 28th through December 21st, with some blackout dates in there. But with a deluxe or a villa resort, you're going to get a deluxe dining plan. And for a moderate or value, you're going to get a quick service for free if you book by April 30th. So that's one
I'm
of,
curious on
yeah.
those. How do you advise people to work out whether they're going to save money with a dining plan?
One of the things that we do is run all the numbers for you, because there are times if you use the next offer, which is save up to
Mhm.
30% in the
Yeah,
late summer and early fall. Sometimes if you do that and add the dining plan, it can actually be lower cost than get the
yeah,
free one, because the
yeah.
free one is non-discounted.
Exactly. You're
So
paying full freight for all those tickets and hotel rooms in exchange for that free dining.
exactly.
Mhm.
So if you work with a great travel advisor, like those of us at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, we will do those numbers for you and say,
Yeah,
hey, this looks great because they're trying to get you in the door, but this
yeah,
is actually which will save you money.
yeah. A lot of it depends on how much your kids eat.
Yeah.
If
This is
they're the
true.
one kinds that just pick and then leave the rest on the plate, free dining for them is not such a great deal.
Exactly. They do have, like I said, the 30% off, but they also are running for Florida residents up to 35% off. And if you're a pass holder, you can save up to
Mm,
40%. So
that's
there's
a
a
great
little bit
deal.
of savings to be had there. Another one that just came up around the corner is Universal Studios has a new stay and dine with a $300 hotel dining credit.
Interesting.
So that's for 5 nights or more, April 12th to September 3rd, with participating hotels at Cabana Bay, Stella Nova, Terra Luna, and the Aventura. So you just stay at one of those and you get a free $300 hotel dining credit. I
Ah,
love that one.
so I'm assuming it's because Universal doesn't actually own the hotels; they're operated by Lowe's.
Right.
That dining credit's probably only valid back at the hotel and not
Correct.
inside the theme parks. Which you got to kind of say, does that work into my schedule to have to leave the park, go back to the hotel for dinner?
Yeah, a lot of people, if you
Depends on your travel style.
right, if you have a family of 4, though, a lot of that
Hmm.
can be, if you're there for 5 days, that could be your breakfast before you go out
Yeah,
into the parks.
yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely.
least will
Yeah.
cover one of those meals for you, which is kinda nice, or the day that you decide not to go to the parks because
Hmm.
your feet are tired, then you can have meals at the hotel and stay back and
Well,
enjoy the
and there are
pool.
some nice restaurants at the Universal hotels. You can easily eat through
Yes.
$300 real quick.
Really fast, for sure. And then last but not least,
I go to Strongwater Tavern, and if I can use it on alcohol, then that don't even talk
yeah,
about it.
you're going nowhere at that point.
And on rum, $300 worth of rum is nothing.
And then last but not least, Disney Cruise Line is pulling out all the stops. So if you wanted to
Ah,
do a Disney cruise, now is the time to look at it, because they have a couple of things going on. They have 25% off voyage fares for select sailings, and they're all marked all over the fleet. So there are different dates on different sailings that you can take advantage of. But they also have 20% off voyage fare and a $250 onboard credit for select
mm,
sailings on the Disney Wish and the Disney Dream. That is for sailings April through July, believe it or not, prime travel season for those cruises.
wow.
It just must be booked by March 29th, so it's coming up
All right,
close for you.
you got to hurry if you want. That's just 5 days to take advantage of that. That does sound like a great deal because Disney is usually on the premium end of the scale. They don't often have to discount their product.
And that's the thing, is these are coming up, and normally you don't see them discounting because they've got a
Yeah,
lot of cast members and travel agents that they can fill those last minute spaces. But
yeah.
the best way to save with DCL overall, book
Mm,
early. The moment it releases, book it.
mm-hmm.
Even if you don't know if you can go or not, make sure you book
Right.
non-concierge. It's fully refundable and you'll get the best rates.
That's great advice. And of course, do it with a travel agent like MEI and Mouse Fan Travel to help
Yes,
you
please.
take care of the details because it is no cost to you.
Mhm.
The commission comes out of the company's end, out of the Disney or whoever's end,
Yeah.
not out of your end.
What I like to tell people is you've already paid for our services, because the rate you're gonna pay is at least what you're gonna, pay direct.
Mhm.
So use our services, and we can usually find you another deal that's better than direct.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much for sharing all that. And now it is time for us to jump into our main attraction.
It's time for the main attraction.
All right. Well, this past weekend was MegaCon, a huge convention for sci-fi, fantasy, horror, all kinds of fandoms in Orlando. I I did not go this year because
Aw.
have just gotten overwhelming to me. I mean, it's like hundreds of thousands of people. It's insane. But those who did attend got to see the first reveal of Halloween Horror Nights 35th anniversary event coming this fall. And Jack the Clown and his nemesis, Dr. Oddfellow, are back as icons of this year's event and headliners of the first revealed haunted house. Are you a Halloween Horror Nights fan? And
I
is
love
Jack big?
Halloween. The Horror Nights freak me out. I need to be the person that's watching everybody, not I need the necklace that says "Don't touch me,"
Mm.
but I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've loved Halloween Horror Nights ever since I worked for it way back in the 90s. And I even remember being at the very first appearance of Jack the Clown. It was at a
Wow.
Fangoria convention across the street from Universal in a hotel ballroom. And they brought him out for the first time. And I knew right there that we were going to be seeing a lot more of him.
Were you a
Yeah,
character? I have to ask you.
I was never a character. I was a technician. I did lighting on the haunted houses, and then I was a stage manager.
Got it.
So I never actually worked as a character, but all respect to them because they do a hard job.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Jack the Clown has been around at the event since 2000. His rival, Dr. Oddfellow, came along a little later. And he's actually, according to the lore, the one who turned Jack into what he is now by locking him inside a box, which turns out was a portal to another dimension. That's one of the little tidbits that was revealed at MegaCon this last weekend during a panel discussion that featured Mike Aiello, Laura Sauls, some of the creatives behind Halloween Horror Nights. They gave us a little bit of teaser of the Jack and Oddfellow Chaos and Control Haunted House, which will be telling the origin story of the characters. And it looks like they will start out as foes, but by the end, they will be teaming up to frighten us, the guests. I love, I got to go to this Behind the Screams panel that Halloween Horror Nights held at MegaCon last year. It was really great. You see the love, the care, the detail, the passion that these folks put into it. In addition to Mike Aiello and Laura Sauls, Charles Gray, who's show director and was an actor for me many years ago. They got to share how they've been shaping the vision through storytelling of this event and creating these original characters. I know a lot of the general public goes to Halloween Horror Nights because they see Stranger Things or another big movie or TV show that they like is being featured. But I think the hardcore fans are really about the original properties and the lore that they've built up over the years.
And I really have a huge respect for the creativity that goes into those houses,
Mhm.
the scares that they pull off. Just mad props to them because the simple things can scare the bejesus out of you. And I've done the walk through the houses with lights on, and you sit there and you go, that created that.
Yeah.
Just hats off to the creativity.
Even if you're a scaredy cat, those daytime lights on behind the scenes tours, you really get to see stuff you will never see during the actual run. It would always amuse me when I was working lighting. on the haunted houses, where the scenic team would come in and do these props and paint these detailed things on the walls, these incredible murals, scenic treatment. And then we as lighting would come along and make sure that you couldn't see any of that hard work. Uh, so yeah,
Well,
definitely just to appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into those houses. Definitely recommend that. And that kind of creativity and storytelling is carried outside of Orlando now, because Jack the Clown and his friend Chance have a year-round home in Las Vegas that we've reported on before.
have you been there?
I have not gotten a chance myself
Haven't
to
either.
see Horror Unleashed. To be honest, tourism in Vegas is pretty rough right now. If you are not the very high rollers, they don't really want you around anymore. They just want you to buy your $25 bottle of water and pay your $70 resort fee and get out. So
It has changed over
I
the years, that's for
I have
sure.
unfortunately not visited Vegas recently, but when I do get back, that will be top of my list. Um, so this first reveal also comes with some merchandise that you can pick up now in select locations at Universal Studios Florida, or you can get online at shopuniversal.com. They've got t-shirts, jerseys, and hoodies featuring Jack the Clown and Dr. Oddfellow. Tickets for the actual event are not on sale yet, but will be soon. And of course, that is going to kick off in August and run all the way through the 1st of November. Halloween just gets longer and longer every year.
Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
Starting like at Disney, the first Halloween party is August 2nd or whatever it is. Who knows?
I know. Yeah, I'm an August baby. I'm a Leo, and it just seems wrong to be celebrating Halloween before my
Yeah.
birthday.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, before we end this show, we had a couple of comments. And Next Pursuit says their son loves Minecraft, so they may have to make the trip out next year. Yes, mark 2027 in your calendar for that trip out to London. And thank you, Orange Blossom and Tails, for checking in. Always great to see you. That is just about going to wrap up this show. Before we go, we want to, of course, thank our sponsor, Becky, with MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And also suggest you head to our website to pick up a digital or print copy of our Epic Universe souvenir magazine. I also want to remind everyone to please give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever happen to listen to us, and a like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, please be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and search Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platforms. Becky, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
You can find me personally on all the socials at Becky Mankin, spelled weird, BECIMAHNKEN. But you can also find us at MEI-Travel.com for all of your vacation planning needs. From there, you can hop out to Universal or to Disney. And if you're one of those people that like to book yourself to make your own selections, visit us at bookmeicruise.com. You choose what you want, you grab the cabin you want, and then you'll have our backing to help you out through the planning process.
That is great, because a lot of people want the security of having a travel agent that they can call if something goes wrong, but they also want to be hands-on and the detailed planning of it do the detailed planning themselves. So that's a
Exactly.
great middle ground.
And when you do that, we're watching to see if the price goes down, and we'll immediately tell you, so you're also price protected. So that's kind of like you said, that middle ground to allow us to have a lot of help for you, with you still being able to choose and select and figure out exactly where you want to be on that ship.
That's great. And you can find me at Eskabursky and at theunofficialguides.com. Which is where you can pick up copies of my 2026 guidebooks available now. And until next time, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.